Hi, Room 29. I am going to read us this book called The Planets by Gail Gibbons. And I want to dedicate this book to Zelda and Uriel because they both really like nonfiction books. And especially this one for Uriel because he wanted to learn about the planets. So when I saw this book, I thought of him. If anybody else wants to hear about the planets, then this book is dedicated to you too. And I would like to have a special shout out to Zahara, who has done wonderful work this week in Prodigy, Raz Kids, and IXL. So I would love to see more people do as much work as Zahara. All right, I'm going to start reading. A planet is different from a star. People can see a planet because the sun shines on it. A star shines because it is made up of burning gases that give off light and heat. Our sun is a star. Nearly every star is much bigger than the biggest planet. So there's a part of the sun over there. There's a picture of a star that's really far away, so it looks tiny. There's a picture of a planet. In very early times, people knew of 6 planets. They were Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Later, 3 more were discovered. They were called Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Today, there are 8 planets in our solar system. In 2006, Pluto was designated a dwarf planet. So we used to call Pluto a planet, but now because it's so small, we don't really consider it a planet. It's just like a giant rock. Planet Earth is where we live. It is one of the planets that circle the sun. Together they make up the main part of the solar system. The word solar means connected to the sun. The planets circle around the sun in paths called orbits. The time it takes for a planet to travel around the sun is its year. Each planet's year is different. And then I'll back up so you can see all of it. Let's look at what this one says. The solar system includes the sun and everything circling around it. And there's some planets. And there it says Earth, so you can see Earth is close to the sun. And all those circles are called orbits. The time it takes for a planet to travel around the sun is its year. Who knows how long our year is? How many days is our year? I know some of you know it. It's 365 days. While a planet is orbiting around the sun, it is moving another way too. It spins or rotates. The time it takes for a planet to rotate is its day. Each planet's day is different. While a planet is rotating, part of it faces the sun. It is daytime there. On the other side, it is nighttime. People can look up on a clear night and might see Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. A planet looks like a steady point of light. A star twinkles. A telescope is needed to see Uranus, Neptune, and the dwarf planet Pluto because they are very far away from planet Earth. And that word is telescope. Mercury. Mercury is the planet closest to the sun. It is about 36 million miles away from the sun. During the day, it is extremely hot. During the night, it is bitter cold because Mercury doesn't have any atmosphere to keep its heat from escaping. An atmosphere is a layer of air, like a blanket. There's Mercury. It's the closest planet to our sun. Our sun is a star, and its name is Sun. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. It is made up of rock and metal. 1 year on Mercury is only 88 Earth days. That's how long it takes for Mercury to orbit the sun. Mercury rotates very slowly, so its days are very long. A day on Mercury is 59 Earth days. That's a long day. That's longer than we've been stuck in our house. One day on Mercury. Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun. It is usually the brightest object in our sky other than our sun and moon. At sunrise and sunset, it looks like a big, bright star. It is bright because Venus has a cloud cover that reflects the sunlight. These clouds are made up of gases. Venus is about 67 million miles away from the sun. It is hot there. Venus is almost the same size as planet Earth. 1 year on Venus is about 225 Earth days. A day on Venus is about 243 Earth days long because Venus rotates very slowly. On Venus, a day is longer than a year, and a year is shorter than a day. That is tricky to even think about. Earth. Earth is the third planet from the sun. It is the only planet known to have just the right environment for plants, animals, and people to live in. Earth is about 93 million miles from the sun. Planet Earth has just enough gravity to hold its atmosphere around it. Earth has one moon. Earth orbits the sun in about 365 days to make an Earth year. It rotates every 24 hours to make an Earth day. Venus, Earth, a moon orbits a planet. It has no light of its own. It reflects sunlight. Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from the sun, about 142 million miles away. People wonder if there was ever life on Mars. Although the surface of Mars is dry now, it once had rivers and perhaps even an ocean. In 2012, the Mars Science Laboratory's rover Curiosity landed on Mars to examine the planet's surface and climate. Scientists may still find evidence of life forms. Ha! There's a Martian. A Martian is what you call an alien that comes from Mars. Martian. Martians are not real, they're made up. Mars. Astronomers believe that Mars looks red because iron on its surface has been rusted by the planet's thin atmosphere. It is very cold and is a little more than half the size of planet Earth. Mars has 2 small moons. 1 year on Mars is about 2 Earth years. A day on Mars is about as long as a day on Earth. Jupiter. Oh, I lost Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the sun. It is about 484 million miles away. It is huge. It is bigger than all the other planets put together and has very thin rings around it. Jupiter is mostly made up of gases. Some of the gases form a giant red circle called the Great Red Spot. See it? That's the Great Red Spot. At least 62 moons orbit around planet Jupiter. One moon, called Ganymede, is the biggest moon in the solar system. It is bigger than planet Mercury. Another moon, called Io, has many active volcanoes. One Jupiter year is almost 12 Earth years. It has short days, just under 10 Earth hours long. Saturn. Saturn is the 6th farthest planet from the sun, about 886 million miles away. It is the second largest planet. Saturn's thousands of rings make it look different from the other planets. The rings are made up of ice and rock. Some pieces are as big as houses. On Saturn, it is extremely cold. Saturn has at least 60 moons. Titan, its largest moon, is the only moon in the solar system with a dense atmosphere. It takes almost 30 Earth years for Saturn to orbit the sun. Saturn rotates in about 11 Earth hours. Oh, so Saturn's day is 11 Earth hours, and Jupiter's day was about 10 Earth hours. So Jupiter and Saturn both have short days, but Jupiter's is shorter because Saturn's is 11. That's pretty cool. How many hours is our day on Earth? Who knows? Whoever said 24, you are right. Uranus is the seventh planet from the sun. It is about 1.8 billion miles away. It is so far away that from its surface the sun would look tiny. Uranus has 11 rings. You can see a ring, but there's really 11 of them in there. Uranus is the third biggest planet, about 1/3 the size of planet Jupiter. You can see the rings better on this picture. At least 27 moons orbit around it. Planets farther from the sun have longer orbits. They take more time to travel around the sun. For Uranus to make one orbit takes about 84 Earth years. Uranus rotates in about 17 Earth hours. So their day is 17 hours long. Neptune. Neptune is the eighth farthest planet from the sun. It is about 2.8 billion miles away. Neptune appears to be blue because of a gas called methane in its atmosphere. It is almost the same size as Uranus. Methane is a stinky gas, so Neptune must be very stinky. Very stinky, like bad smell. One of Neptune's 13 moons, Triton, is about the same size as planet Earth's moon. The spacecraft Voyager 2 visited Neptune in 1989. One Neptune year is 165 Earth years. Neptune rotates in about 16 Earth hours. Wow, so that's spinning pretty fast. Pluto. After its discovery in 1930, Pluto was known as the ninth planet in our solar system. Now there are 8 planets. Because of its size and unusual orbit, it has been classified as a dwarf planet. Sometimes its orbit carries it closer to the sun than Neptune. At its farthest, Pluto is about 4.6 billion miles from the sun. Pluto is cold. It is smaller than Earth's moon. It has 3 known moons. The largest one is called Charon. 1 year on Pluto is about 248 Earth years long. A day on Pluto is about 6 Earth days long. Wow, so Pluto has the fastest day of all. Not hours, never mind, it's longer. It's 6 days long, sorry. So it's really 24, 6 times long. 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. That's a lot of hours. Jace is learning about that in 4th grade. Here on planet Earth, astronomers search the skies through telescopes. Spacecraft are sent into the solar system and beyond in search of new discoveries. We are always learning about the planets, the stars, and what lies beyond. It is fun to search the night skies for planets and stars from our planet Earth. Do any of you have a telescope? Do any of you have any relatives with a telescope? That would be super cool. More about our planets. Let's read this. Mercury. Mercury, which is bigger than Earth's moon, has a core of iron. Core means a center. See the ball inside? That's where the core is in the inside. It's like a ball on the inside. Venus rotates in the opposite direction of the other planets. From outer space, Earth often looks blue because of its vast oceans, which cover more than half the planets. Vast means huge. The Earth has huge oceans. That's why you can see so much blue. Mars has a very large canyon. It is the biggest in the solar system. It is called Valles Marineris and is 7 times longer than the Grand Canyon in the United States. Has anybody ever been to the Grand Canyon? I've only been to part of it. I couldn't see the whole thing, but it is super enormous. So if this is 7 times bigger, then that's really big. Plus that they just told us that Mars is like half the size of our planet. I think that's what they said. So that's really big. Jupiter. Jupiter is huge. If Jupiter were a big empty ball, more than 1,000 Earths would fill it. Wow. Saturn. It is very windy on Saturn. Around its middle, winds blow at about 650 miles per hour. Uranus, which is hard for me to say. When the spacecraft Voyager 2 flew past Uranus in 1986, it had been traveling through space for 9 years. So it took 9 years to get to that planet. You guys aren't even 9 years old yet. So if a rocket took off to go to this planet when you were born, it wouldn't even have gotten there yet. That is a long airplane ride, a long rocket ride. Neptune. Neptune is 30 times Earth's distance from the sun. Some astronomers have said that studying Neptune from Earth is like studying a dime from a mile away. In 2015, the spacecraft New Horizons was the first to explore the dwarf planet Pluto and its moons. The end. That is our book about the planets. Now I'm going to turn around and see me. Maybe I can film me. I hope everybody had a good day today. I'm going to put this video up for you to watch. Hi, me. Shout out to you. I'm glad to see you in our Zoom classes. And don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to like my video. Don't forget to be a subscriber. Don't forget to tell your friends about these YouTube videos, especially if they are your cousins or if they're little. Oh my goodness, do you hear Jace? He's singing Let It Go back there. If he knew I was filming, he might be kind of embarrassed now, so don't tell him. Maybe he'll sing Let It Go for the talent show. Also, what song do you think Jace should sing for the talent show? We only have a couple more days to decide. I will take your requests in the comments below. You can also reach me at Class Dojo. You can also text me, call me. I can write to you on RazKids. If you want RazKids, I'll write to you. You can do your work on IXL, and I'll see it. I see it every day. Jace, come say hi to my class.
Oi, mate.
Say, hey, class, how's it going?
Hey, class, how's it
By the
going?
way, the whole class just heard you sing Let It Go.
Let it go!
Just in case you wanted to know. All right, goodbye, everybody. Peace out. I miss you.
Okay, I